Also, okay.
Hi! Herzlich willkommen. Hello. Bonjour.
Hola.
Bonjour. Yeah.
Привет.
Welcome to Deus Ex Human Revolution in a race. And yeah, I think this game is not too unknown. This game is hella broken, and we're gonna show you. So I'm ready, are you?
Ready?
Well then, 3, 2, 1, go! One thing to probably immediately notice is we have our frame rate limited to 80 FPS. Heinki has it too, but he doesn't show it. I'm an honest person, and that is due to clips and stuff behaving differently on different FPS. And yeah, everyone has their own sweet spot, but 80 is like the most common one. Yeah, and this is the prologue, which we have to usually watch a cutscene before, but as it is a cutscene where we literally do nothing and wait for like, how many minutes was it? A long time at least. We gotta like start directly with the save after the cutscene in the office. And now we go through our prologue here, where we still not have an UI, so you might wonder why I'm jumping this strange and Heinki too. It is to do with our sprint speed and energy while we're mid-air, and if our sprint speed runs out, we can recover it while still keeping the speed. So we try to jump directly before our sprint speed, like our stamina runs out, and then we can recover stamina in the air and sprint again as soon as we touch the ground. And you'll be able to see that a bit better later when we get the UI directly after this place. We're a fire extinguisher. And yeah, we're nearly at the end here. Heinki tries to clip. This is a very strange one. It's really finicky, and yeah, it's not too common to get it.
Like if you can get it, you save 10 seconds, which is nice. But even if you don't get it, it's not a big deal, since you have just to wait for the scientist to open the door. And once he opens it, you can just like go through.
So with me, I had to wait because my fire extinguisher like blew up. So we have to wait anyway, as the door is not being opened before the scientist is dead, basically. And yeah, that was the prologue, and now we can see the UI. And you might be able to see our sprint bar a bit there and what we're exactly doing. You also might notice that this is neither German nor English. We're playing in French, and that is because, like with many other games, this is the fastest language. One thing yet here is a so-called infolink, where we have to wait for dialogue, audio dialogue, to finish before we can interact with the next thing. And that is the main thing, which is why the language is faster, because we have a few things where we have to wait, and yeah, French is just the best. Hello.
Oh yeah, Razor, where is he? What does Miro Kitchen channel mean?
What?
Ah, my French is so perfect.
Oh, and this is our all well-loved cutscene. This is Bridget, and we like him and we hate him. He has the longest cutscene we can't skip. And yeah, say hi, say bye. This is always fun when you have to reset the run, and you already know, oh, hi, Bridget, it's you again. But that wasn't too bad. We're gonna go to our first real mission, which is the service manufactory, where we need to rescue a few hostages. And yeah. Hello.
Yeah, we're going to be so good at rescuing them that...
we don't even see them at all.
Yeah, but we won't even see them at all. That's how good we are. Oh, certain Sanders.
That's some nice keyboard mashing.
So here we pick lethal and close range weapon, so we end up with the revolver, which is our weapon of choice for this speedrun. Here we do half clips through the wall. We need to be careful not to fall down back through the wall, because else we're gonna fall into the void, and we can't quick save before that, so we need to do a hard load, and that takes time. And then we surpass the trigger, which would usually spawn enemies here, so this is an easy stealth bonus. And we just run past here, pick up this concussion grenade, and through here.
Le Typhoon est dans les labos d'ajustage. Il y a un ascenseur qui y mène juste après les labos de montage. Compris.
So if we play in the easiest setting, because we're gonna change it later, but we don't need it now. We don't want to get shot in every place, so.
Jensen, je viens d'essayer de
So the only difference with difficulty is just the amount of damage you receive, and also that the AI has more health, and 1337. Just
Yeah,
Tant que je n'ai pas
late.
identifié cette faille, vous devrez pirater la porte manuellement. Terminé.
And there we go. What you will see different from me and Heinki is I got the clip, so my camera is not gonna pick me up. Heinki needs to sneak through the corner there to not be seen by the camera, or like to not go get the camera into alarm mode. And I didn't get the second clip, but that's fine. I'm gonna jump over here and crouch behind these boxes so they turn around, but now are watching into the wrong direction, because what we can do is when we make noise and jump away, the enemies still think we are where we were before the jump. So we can trick the AI a bit more, but there's gonna be a thing later where we can show that off way better. Pick up the practice kit here, and then we're gonna run past this turret, which is trying to make us Swiss cheese.
Adam, c'est David. Vous avez le Typhoon?
Oui, mais vous aviez raison. Il se passe quelque chose de louche. J'ai sur les bras un puriste mort, avec de superbes implants cérébraux.
Ne le touchez pas. Il nous faut
And
un
yeah,
expert
that was our
pour
main
récupérer
objective
ce
for this mission. Now we're gonna leave the
Qu'est-ce que je
mission
fais de
area.
sans
Les gars du SWAT insistent pour que je les laisse faire. Trouvez-le avant eux et réglez le problème.
So we surpassed the hostages. I haven't seen any, but I think that's not too bad, right? What was our goal again in this mission? I don't think the hostages were any part of it.
no, not really. We just need to go quickly to the helipad so we can continue with our job,
Exactly.
because we're the best security guard ever.
When we're gonna get paid in the end, this is just all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Taking the easy way out. And holy shit, 3 HP. That's like really close. And I can't. Quick save. What was the quickest answer? Fight is great. Yeah, fight.
fight him.
Nah.
Adam, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Oops.
Quelle est votre situation?
Sanders,
Okay, yeah, I can't get my quick thing here. Did you get it?
No, I didn't get it either.
derrière tout ça.
Okay.
So normally you skip this dialogue, or basically the cutscene where you have to choose if you want to rescue or try to argue it out with him. Because if you do that, you're able to skip one of the info links you have with Serif. And if you do that, you save for around 7 seconds, which is nice, but I didn't get it either, so we just get it the normal route.
Yeah, I can quick save, so if I'd gone for it and it wouldn't have worked, I would have loaded in like a lot earlier, and I didn't want to risk that. Oh no, you can also hear this keyboard is very spacebar heavy. This keyboard's run is very spacebar heavy, because you gotta mash the dialogues away. And yeah, now we're just gonna talk to a few mission targets, which is our lovely Pritchett again. This time, nope, no dialogue for you. And then with our boss, in which we're gonna take the elevator. It does actually matter where we enter the elevator, because it's gonna always drop us off where we entered it. So now we're gonna enter from the bottom, because it's still the fastest thing than walking around. But later we will run a bit differently to take advantage of the elevator dropping us up out where we entered. And yeah, we're just gonna do a bit more mission target, and then we're gonna go off to our main city. Welcome to Detroit, our first elevator.
So yeah, if there's any donation, now's a good time.
This game is also, by the way, called Elevator Emulator. Oh, was.
Unfortunately, we don't have donations at the moment.
But chat, you should definitely change that.
Definitely.
Madame Reed.
So, that was some lady. There is actually a possibility that we can draw a gun before dialogue. In a certain constellation, will she then be annoyed of us and or like scared and not do the dialogue with us, or start it and say, "Oh no, go away," and so we skip it. But it is only possible in some certain constellations, and we haven't really figured out why yet.
Yeah, on the director's cut version of a game, for example, it's easier to execute that. So if you put out the gun while you're talking with her, she gets scared and says like, "No, I don't talk with violent people." And then you can just like continue. And it's pretty nice because it saves 10 seconds since you don't have to go through the dialogue. And the reason we say we accept her request, even though we're not going to do it, is just because she's saying like, okay, and just walks away.
Pour le moment, je veux connaître l'identité
Yeah.
de ce cadavre. Allez au commissariat.
And we also just got our first augmentations, which is the higher sprint, yeah, higher jump and faster sprint, or longer sprint, faster. It is obviously why we want that, and why we want this jump is because we can obviously take some shortcuts. I mean, it's not much spoiler, right? But we are gonna approach our next main mission goal now, which is the police station. If you ever played this game casually, and if you don't, you should, by the way. This is bad. No, I'm gonna reload my safety save. This is a thing where you can stealth in, but this is obviously very slow, so we gotta go fast. And I need to shoot this guy because he has a shotgun, and when we leave this building, he's gonna still be at the door, but everyone is not gonna like us, so we don't really want that to happen.
Roll general.
Now we kill this guy here. Jump across here. Oh, I totally don't need my safety sheet here.
Patron, j'ai volé Nora.
4 health. That was
On dirait
close.
qu'il a été modifié
All right.
avec une sorte de
So he will
distorsion
probably shoot me now because I alarmed them by shooting earlier, but that is fine.
Franck est encore en pleine vérification. Et je ne veux pas risquer de connecter.
Just need to be careful here. Yeah, that didn't work. I need to load his safe. Yeah, that was not so good. This basically never happened before. But,
Non, ne la portez pas ici. Franck est encore en pleine vérification.
Just talk your way out, man.
this is not good. Like, they are already
20.
running out all. I have 2 stim packs. The problem is we cannot take them while we're running.
Franck est encore en pleine vérification. Et je ne veux pas risquer de
Okay, I paused there, and I can't. I need to load my quick save before I get there. Every time I do this, no, why is the quick save here? This is not so good.
Et je ne veux pas risquer de connecter quoi que ce soit sur notre réseau tant qu'il n'a pas fini.
Okay, okay,
Surtout s'il s'agit
I
d'une
managed.
technologie
Now I need to
militaire.
get out of here
Alors,
though,
qu'est-ce que j'en fais?
Rentrez à votre appartement avec le relais.
which is gonna be a bit interesting, but okay. Yeah.
Jensen, j'ai un message pour vous. D'une de vos anciennes collègues, l'inspectrice Alexander.
Jenny?
So Heinki is currently. Are you going up or down?
Besoin d'un coup de main si vous
You're
pouviez
going
aller
down.
jusqu'à...
So he's just gone to the next mission point, which I'm approaching. Use the computer, which we use the mouse to skip the cutscene because then we can immediately press the disconnect button. Doing so, and he's approaching the zero ballers area, which we can show very well what we mean with jumping and AI manipulation.
J'arrive à mon appartement.
So we're just gonna go past here, and now watch closely to the minimap of what the enemies do and what Heinki does.
So basically how the AI works is that every time they hear you on the last step, they will look at your last position or basically the last sign where you could have been for like around 3 seconds. So if that happens, you have the opportunity to just manipulate them to look there, and they will completely ignore you walking next to them. So this was a bit bad, I missed the jump there, but it should be fine. So next is we're going to pick up some grenades, and I hope you like some nice physics-based tricks.
Et quelle meilleure cachette au milieu des flambeurs de terre électrique.
What? This game is broken? No. Oh,
Cutter struts!
got us there. That looks good.
Whee! Alright, so what I did there is a so-called barrel boost. how it works is, in the moment we jump and the grenade explodes, normally the barrel would just fly around and we wouldn't even, get hit by it. But because we jump at the moment where the grenade explodes, the physics from the barrel will get applied to Jensen, which allows us to fly very high. And because of that, we can just skip the entire area, which is very handy in our case. Since now we need to pick up some mines, which we need for later on. And while we trigger the cutscene, we just need to wait anyways to start with dialogue.
Yeah.
Do the dance, Heinki.
Yeah. Wait, what? I can't go in cover. What?
Okay.
Okay. I'm not sure if my mouse is not working, but I can't get in cover. It's fine. I don't need it, so it's...
Did you set up your thingies?
Richard,
Yeah, I did,
vous avez
but
l'adresse de cette usine.
it's okay. I don't need cover in the game for the run, so it's fine. I just wanted to fool around, so it's no problem.
Okay. At least the rest of Detroit didn't well for me.
Ils sont ici.
Heinki's gonna pick up one of our most loved companions during this game. It's a square box, roughly 1 by 1 by 1 meter. And we love it a lot. We love it so much that we're gonna hack a lot of walls with it.
So the design for FEMA is very helpful for us in the speedrun because the end of a game or the end of a level is at the start of a level. So all we need to do is like clip in the... I softlocked, what? Okay.
You what?
Never happened before, but it's fine. I quick save. So
Okay,
what,
that's 1-1 for me and you.
so how it works is basically we go backwards in the level to go immediately to the end boss of the stage instead of like doing the stage normally. But
Did we even explain how the clipping works?
not yet. Okay, very good.
So, what we basically do is we throw the bags into us so that we get stuck in between. And the game has a little feature that tries to unstuck the player when it's stuck between objects by placing it to the closest free area. But the walls in this game are so fucking thin that you can basically clip everywhere.
All right.
Except doors.
Except doors, exactly. All right. So what I did just now is basically I clip through the elevator. When I go into the boss area, I place 3 mines here. Hi, Barrett.
Hi, Barrett.
Bye, Barrett. So this was a boss fight. So because he's not spawning there, we can just prepare for it. We put the mines there. He spawns and he immediately dies, and so we can leave.
Oh, that was
This is why it's handy that the end of a level is at the start of a level, so we can just do it immediately.
good level design. I mean, it's okay. Wait. They don't expect us to come at their game.
I think that's my favorite boss strat, by the way.
Hi and bye.
Hi and bye. I mean, it's some very hard boss. This is, by the way, a difference between the difficulty levels of this game. Only in easy we can need 3 explosives for the bosses. In higher difficulties we need more.
Ramène-nous au quartier général.
Ooh, don't skill the wrong thing, else I'm very bloody dead. Okay.
I made a mistake. Oops.
Okay.
That's okay.
I haven't seen what you did.
I forgot to pick up the MP grenade.
Oh,
It's okay. There's another one I can use
Yeah.
later.
J'ai besoin de vous parler. Rejoignez-moi tout de suite dans votre bureau.
J'aimerais bien, Francis. Mais je dois d'abord faire mon rapport à Sarif.
Vous pouvez faire ça, ou alors vous pouvez écouter ce que j'ai à dire au cas où ça changerait votre rapport. Terminé.
So if there's any donation, you have time to read it out.
yeah.
Also, no animation of these helicopters.
Basically,
Good.
anytime we're in an elevator.
We actually got one right now, and it's from I Am Greaser saying,
Oh, hey.
This is a shout out to Heinki for being one of the main reasons I started speedrunning. I got up at 4 a.m. to watch his race, and it's been pretty good so far. To return the favor, this goes towards the top secret invisible war incentive. He doesn't know he's running. Franklin Z.
Wow.
Wow.
Je devais
You just want me to flush the flag in a toilet, right?
Je ne connaissais pas ce que
For those who don't know, this is a secret ending in Invisible War. If you flush a toilet, the flag in the toilet. So. But hey, Grisa, thanks, man. And greetings to you, man, to New Zealand.
Que vous.
Yeah. This time I'm gonna jump over the staircase here. This is what we talked about earlier. We can manipulate how far the elevator goes. Like at this moment it's not because we're gonna go to Pritchard again, but it's gonna be later. And yeah, Heinki is gonna go to our next main area. When you play the game casually, it's gonna be the next big area, and this is it can be a fucking labyrinth. If you don't know what you're doing, we certainly are.
Hong Kong, I mean Hengsha.
So yeah, this is in the casual playthrough. This is probably one of the longest areas, but in the speedrun we gonna use a very critical design difference. So we're gonna pick up our 1x1 meter best friend here, and he's gonna take it with him a little bit to the train station there, where we have doors which usually should open with a keycard. But a train station has not only doors, but also walls next to them, so you know the drill, right?
So normally what you would need to do is find out who Tong is and do a mission for him so you can go through this area to the next part, because he's controlling the city basically. But since we can just clip through, we can just completely ignore the entire quest line and go to the next area immediately, since the trigger is still active.
This is by the way a big difference for Director's Cut, because there we can't.
Okay, here we're going to be very cruel. Normally we need to help this guy. We say like, yeah, we're going to rescue you, but then we just get passed by. Since it's faster to not talk with him. Also, I did a mistake here, but it's actually not a big deal. I just had a cutscene.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Normally you would shoot the glass there, so that the guy gets into hostile mode, and then you shoot him so you don't need that cutscene, but it's not a big difference.
It's okay, as long as you choose like the right option, which I don't even know which it was, so I just hope I shoot the glass. But yeah. It's basically knowing your way through the dialogues, and you're good.
Richard, je suis dans un ascenseur qui mène au Pango. Est-ce que je vais tomber sur d'autres systèmes de sécurité?
Sécurité.
Coming next is also another boost, which is a lot more precise. And another clip type, but let's wait till we can show it. And by the way, these codes are very hard to know, but we all have them memorized. We totally do not cheat in the speedrun. Am I right, Couch? Oh wait, no, I also talked to the guy, but wait, doesn't matter. Heinki, you infected me.
Okay, so next trick coming up is going to be a combination of glitches. So first of all, we're going to learn the Typhoon. The Typhoon has the nice ability to push us back and upwards, which allows us to go out of bounds. Normally, if you're close to a corner, the game realizes that, like, wait a second, you're too close, so it pushes you out. But what they did not realize is that if you go backwards while you're using the Typhoon, you're staying at your original position, which allows us to go out of bounds then. And this is what we're going to abuse here. First, after a little setup.
Yeah, if we rotate fast enough, we can clip objects through walls. It can be a bit finicky. There we go.
So, Typhoon!
The Typhoon is like a 360-degree mine. And now we set up basically another explosive boost with our mine here. It's that we use a fire extinguisher. So this is a lot more finicky, as we have a smaller object, it has a handle which has its collision, and yeah, it can be a bit more finicky to do. It definitely has a more precise timing. So before I forget it, I should skill my Typhoon as well.
There you go. Whee! Nice move.
I usually use my life split for indicator, but obviously I don't have it here. Okay, that didn't work. That didn't work either. Come on. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and we're gonna do the Typhoon.
So if there is any donation, you can read it out.
Yeah, go for it.
Unfortunately, there are no donations at the moment, but we have new guests and nice outfits.
Come on, chat. You can do it. Okay, let's see.
If you want to see what those outfits
Aw,
are
that
looking
was very
like, you
close.
might get a donation coming and maybe they will show themselves.
Nope. It's gonna be very finicky. It's basically you can do it one time or you can like, spend the whole afternoon here. I'm hitting something in the air. I hit it. Sometimes you can hit a hitbox or something in the air, which is just like killing your vertical speed.
It's alright, I go through this door here, and oh no, it's an ambush! How could I not think about it? But
Yeah, there we go.
once again, there's like some strats. We basically trigger them, and then all we do is we just throw a concussion grenade, block them, and then we can just go by. Also, we get the stealth bonus for flashing them, basically. So
Did I
this
have
is
something
nice.
to drink to
Fais
you?
au plus vite.
Guess it's gone.
Alright, so this is where I made a mistake. I'm supposed to have 2 EMP grenades at this point, but because I forgot to pick up the other one, I have to do a bit of different strats, which
So-
is okay.
Yeah, we have a backup grenade there in the drawer, so he now has to get it because he didn't have the first one. Usually it's the backup grenade. If you miss one throw, like the long throw, you get that. And then we just press the button, pick up a bit of energy because Malik has to land the helicopter. And yeah, we have the time in between, so we just pick up a bit of energy. I'm surprised he didn't pick up the one below the helipad.
Jensen, il est temps de repartir à Détroit. Grimpe.
On ne va pas à Détroit. Direction Montréal. Je t'expliquerai en chemin.
T'as intérêt.
Alright, if I remember correctly, there's going to be one after Funicular. So right now we're now in Panchea, which is like the radio tower of the news, and we're raiding it because there's like a next mission,
No, we're on
basically.
Picus, not
Yeah,
Panchea.
Picus. Sorry. And what we're doing now is basically we skip half of a level by going out of bounds and dropping next to the funicular. And the next special ability is like, or the special thing we're going to do here is, normally we can't clip through doors,
Okay, I missed.
which is still correct. We can't, like we're
Did I
just
hit
getting
the
stuck.
second one? I
However,
missed both.
what we can do is if we're now halfway through and we just wiggle around a bit and just try to, you know, get unstuck and get on the other side, we can go through doors. However, normally during the other parts of a run we don't need to do this, so this is like very slow. But in this case, this is very fast, since Bridges is telling us that the funicular is not there yet, so we need to wait for 2 minutes and hold out while the entire building is on alert. However, the funicular is already there, so we can just enter it. And while we enter and we are going to be at the boss, he will say like, hey, the funicular is there, but we're already at the boss, so he's lying.
Et accéder à leur système informatique. Enfin, à une partie de leur système.
Où vous voulez en venir?
J'ai le sentiment d'être conduit vers certaines zones de leur réseau et tenu à l'écart.
So yeah, if there's any donation...
Il n'existe aucun système de
No,
sécurité
no.
capable.
Unfortunately, there are none at the moment, but let me remind you again that we are raising money for a good cause, so if you have something to spare, feel free to donate it to great runners, great runs, and an even more amazing cause for saving the children, guys.
I know you can do it. Let us hit a 4K today. It's still a few hours to do so, so come on, chat.
Okay, everyone, count together.
What?
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29. Alright, so yeah, they missed 27, but it's okay. Nobody realized.
I mean, it happens.
Alright, I think... Nice, I'm so good at this game, I remember it. So basically there was old strat where there was an extra EMP grenade, and since I missed mine from before, I got killed. Nice. Okay. Oops. That hasn't happened in a long time. Normally the shotgun doesn't do that much damage, but I guess I
Yeah,
was too
sometimes
slow.
they just like execute you from the back.
Ah, it's okay.
Ouch.
Carrossez là, Jensen. Montez vite.
Ah, it's okay.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. We skipped another fight there by going through the wall there.
8021. Also, this is like another reference for web browsers, so for those who know.
We go to the next boss fight, and we have, luckily, 3 grenades. So, this goes... What? No, you missed one. You missed the swag one.
Wow. Wow. I didn't do swag strats correctly.
So there is the possibility to do swag strats, where we basically throw the grenades at the ceiling. Because if you throw them all the same spot, the first grenade would blow the others away. So you can bounce them off the ceiling so they don't do that. So they explode basically before they hit the ground or can get blown away.
Okay,
But yeah, it obviously has the higher chance of missing.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit the trigger for Malik to arrive. And while she's arriving, I'm just going to pick up all the items I need.
All the loot.
All the loot. A bit of this, a bit of that.
This feeling when the boss fights are the easiest part of the game.
Yep. Now the final
Just you-
boss is the hardest.
Yeah, just to wait for the final boss. That one. Whew. Oh, I think I missed the other two. Yeah. Too early throw. Feels bad then.
Ouais, à la maison, Malik.
Ah, c'est pas tout tour. My French is so good thanks to this game. Right? Alright, so now we're back at Jensen's apartment. But since elevators are very slow in this game, as you have seen before, we're taking a new elevator called the Fire Extinguisher Express. At least I call it like that. So we go out of bounds, we take the extinguisher, and we just sit on it. Bam, easy.
It's one way to...
Just ignore that nothing is loaded. So normally when you go through the elevators, the developers made it like that if you go through, there is going to be a trigger which hits the next renderer, so the next area will be loaded. However, collision is already there, so if you don't need to see where you are, or if you know the map, you just can walk through, no problem.
Yeah. This clip is a bit... it has a possibility to get you stuck, but still easy.
Also, once again, normally at this mission we have to go to Hugh Darrow and talk with... No, not Hugh Darrow. What was this guy name? I forgot. I really forgot his name.
I don't know.
Anyways, we have to go to a conference and have a conversation where it's about augmented people versus non-augmented people. But we don't care about talks. Like, we leave that to Seraph. So what we do is we just go immediately to the Seraph headquarters, which you can still enter, but you're not supposed to be able to go there. So this area is normally now blocked, but they did not unlock the trigger. So the game thinks once we go through this door, like we did all the talk, we did all the conversations, and puts it at the spawn point at the helipad. So we went through the front door, but now the cutscene starts here because the game thinks like, oh, okay, you did the conversation, all right, you can just continue with the game, easy.
Super. Alors,
Yeah,
je suis censé faire quoi,
so
au juste?
we end at the top. This is very convenient because they give us the option to go out and to watch there what happens, but yeah, I mean we can also abuse that.
All right, this is the point where we change the difficulty. You will see the reasons in a short moment, but we basically abuse the system which allows us to receive or get more damage, because this applies as well for NPCs, but for more elevator time.
Are you guys having a good day?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's better than the marathons before.
All right. So now again we go back to Hengsha, but on the fly there, which we will skip basically the cutscene, our helipad will get shot at. So now we're in like danger and we have to run to the next area basically, which we're going to do. So Malik is here. What? Why does the F1 keys not work? What's going on? All right.
Did you change your things? For me,
I
it's
didn't.
cloak is Q. If you have not
No,
changed
I
the
have
controls,
F1.
Malik, on a de la compagnie.
It's not working. What?
press Q. Try Q.
No. Okay. Let me check the controls. Never mind.
Okay.
It's Q. What? But it didn't work just now. All right.
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
control then. I told you to check the key bindings
Je vais te couvrir.
because I've been on the PC before.
All right. All right. It's fine. It's fine. It works now. So, and the entire reason we changed the difficulty on normal is basically so that Malik can die faster. So what we do here is normally when you enter the elevator, there is the trigger which shows a cutscene where she gets executed. However, if you jump while the elevator is activated, the trigger will not be hit. So we just see her die now, and we have a conversation with Pritchard saying like, "Oh, okay, she survived, she's fine." And then one moment later, she will say like, "Yeah, I'm dying." Bye. Yeah. There you go.
Malik,
Malik.
Malik, ça va?
I didn't actually change my difficulty because
Can we get some Fs in chat for Malik?
Tu vas devoir te débrouiller tout seul.
Farida,
Fais-leur payer ce qu'ils m'ont fait.
so this means Malik is likely to talk a bit later to me, not faster.
F.
Yeah. This is a very long one. Yeah.
Oh no, we're having glitches.
But it saved me the menuing time.
We glitched the game too much, so now we're getting glitches in the game.
I mean, we want glitches technically, but not these kind of glitches.
So what happens story-wise now is like all augmented people are having like issues with their augmentations. So there's like a globally called limb clinic call where people are allowed to go to the limb clinic and just get themselves checked. But since we don't want to get checked, since it loses time, we just continue with the glitches.
Yeah.
And it has a plot twist.
And if you play casual, this makes a difference. What you do now.
Well, it won't affect us at all, even if we go to the limb clinic, but that's a different story, which I will tell in a moment.
Monsieur Jensen, ici Yukdao.
You that
Veuillez excuser cette intrusion, mais David m'a assuré de votre...
Okay. So, for some reason, every time you go through this corner, you just skip the entire conversation with him, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's very interesting. If you
So
play
now-
in Russian, I think there's even all dialogues that just randomly stop when you play casually.
Alright. Alright, so now we need to go to some gangsters, which are hiding in the sewers. And while doing that, the cloaking ability is one of the most broken one. We didn't explain it yet. So what it allows us to do is basically just run next to any AI, and even though they hear us, they don't care that we're there. So we can just skip it. So this is Tong. He's the guy we skipped in the entirety of Hengsha. And now I steal his laser rifle because I like it. And we just leave with some glitches, but that's not a big deal. So the laser gun is important for the late game. Right now it's not that important, but it is important that we have basically
Access
energy.
to- Yeah.
So if there are any donations, there is time to read them out right now.
No, unfortunately not, but I'm infected with French, obviously. Sacre bleu. Keep your donations getting in, please.
Please. Yeah, it's for the good cause. Even small amounts help, right? You can probably tell me more about that.
What? Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
I said even small amounts can help, right?
Even the
say more.
smallest amounts can help, of course.
comment vous avez eu cette
We are
fréquence?
gathering money for an amazing cause, not only to see many amazing speedruns, but also for saving children from disease, from slavery, from death, basically. And every dollar counts for that, I guess. Or not, I guess, I'm sure of it. So please take your heart in your hands and your hands in your purse and donate some money for it.
Je l'active quand je serai prêt à partir.
Yeah.
Alright, so at the end we have to put a bomb in there. So if you have a director's cut version, this is where the missing link would now happen. But since we don't have it here, since this is the original Human Revolution, we just skip and get to Singapore immediately.
Ça doit être un brouilleur.
Oui, évidemment.
So once again, a little box clip.
Je pourrai vous suivre. Je compte bien ne pas vous lâcher d'une semelle.
J'ai plus important à faire que de vous aider à me suivre à la trace. Si Megan et son équipe
So
sont
this
ici,
is the area
il n'y a
where
pas
we'll
une seconde à
have
perdre.
the third boss fight. But this third boss fight is very, very hard. So just take a look at it.
Be prepared. It's definitely different, we can tell you. It's not going to be 3 explosives. This is a lot more different.
So normally there's this door here where you have to do and rescue the entire scientists because you realize they're all alive. Oh my god, we got lied to. But we don't care, so we just go out of bounds and drop into the boss area. So now we're out of bounds in the boss area. Now go with me forward, turn right, look at the hill, go forward. And now we just run. Okay, look at the stamina bar. Okay, I hit the ground. And now we just go to the other mountain. Just go forward, don't worry. Go forward, go forward, go forward. And we enter a door. Okay, good boss fight, nice.
This was... I really don't know how you did that, but this was very, very, very hard.
Alright, so what actually happened, like the fuck? So normally, if you go down with the elevator, you will face Namir, the third boss. But what we do is we go outside to not hit the trigger at the elevator, which does not activate the boss fight. The door behind him is active, which allows us to skip the entire boss fight and go to this next part. So what we do is we navigate blindly through that level by having our certain patterns, and because of that we can just go and finish him without fighting him. So it's very helpful.
Yeah.
Évacuer mon équipe. Il faut que tu ailles à Panchaya et
Also at this point in the story, every augmented person is now crazy, because there is a signal jammed by everyone, and only Jensen, the mighty old Jensen augmented guy, is not getting affected by it.
La navette Léo te conduira à Panchaya. Bonne
Main
chance.
character protection.
Système automatisé en ligne.
Plot armor.
Do we have time for some donations?
Oh, of course.
Anonymous donated $3, not leaving a comment, but Anonymous once again donated $10, saying, taking your heart in your hands and then putting them in your purse sounds like a good way to ruin your purse. Thank you to all the runners for the amazing runs. Thank you, Anonymous.
And Heinki is now in the last capture. This time it's
Je
really
suis à
punchy,
Panchaya,
yeah?
Pritchard. Des nouvelles de Sarif ou des
yeah.
délégués de l'ONU?
Non, aucune.
Casually, you'd
La
have a
station est
few
coupée du monde
options to
depuis
do
le
here
discours de
now,
Tao.
but
J'ignore s'il y a des survivants. Mais le signal est toujours émis.
Et personne ne sera en sécurité.
we don't have
tant que
time
je
for
n'aurai pas
that.
coupé.
Vous devrez d'abord débloquer l'ouverture de la station.
So now basically this is the end of a level, or the end of a game, where you can do multiple decisions, and which are affecting the endings as well. So everything we did before doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
here you can now decide what kind of fate you want the world to have. So we would need to talk with Darrow first, and then the entire place will be flooding with crazy
La
people.
centrale radio de Panchaya est en bas
But
de
we
la station,
completely
près de
skip
l'océan.
that by using one of the clips again through a door. But you can't clip through a door. Well, that is correct. That's why we're going to use 2 tricks together. So first of all, we're going to do a box clip halfway through the door, if we get it.
What some people might wonder is why we use the door if there's a wall next to it. That is because we need to hit the loading trigger that is in the door.
So now I went halfway through the door. Now I use the typhoon, which pushes me upwards and downwards. Upwards and backwards. And because of that, I hit the trigger and I get through the door, allowing me to completely continue this turn. If I wouldn't have done that, I would need to talk with Hugh Darrow, which takes 3 minutes. So thanks to this, we skip the entire conversation.
Yeah, and now we are approaching the final part of this game. We're gonna approach some very special bridge and then the end boss. And this bridge has a special name, Heinki.
Yeah.
You know more about that?
So when Dr. G Chops was doing the load remover for this game, or more like the auto splitter, he realized that the developers called this bridge the Star Wars bridge. And yeah, since then we know that it's called Star Wars bridge, we call it Star Wars bridge.
Yeah.
Before that final fight, do we have time to squeeze in another quick donation? Because we have $3 from Jack of Hearts saying, "Love Deus Ex so much, I'm learning the runs myself. Crash was the best. Kappa."
Wow. Well, Heinki, when is load %?
One day.
One day.
Yell started learning it today, so yeah. Alright, so what am I doing here? Normally, what you have seen or did not realize is that I did like a trick before in FEMA which allows me to cancel all fall damage. So normally, if I would have gone through this normally by just clipping through, I would have the Icarus landing active and I would just fly very, very slowly down. Also the end boss is dead, but just ignore it. So I would fly very slowly down, but what you can do is we can just throw an EMP grenade to deactivate our own augmentations, which allows us to basically drop until a certain point at the ground, activate it, and then skip the entire elevator, which takes 2 minutes, which is pretty nice.
It's a little different what I did here. I used the mine strat, so I picked up the mine instead of the EMP grenade, because I had the bit habit of throwing the grenade away, and that's time for Heinki. Yeah, so I used the EMP mine. It basically doesn't matter. You just disable it the same way. And yeah, then we use the laser through a glass, which protects the boss against any kind of bullet, but not light. And yeah,
insane boss strats.
And yeah, final dialogue. We would have 3 options here, and we would have another option at the end of this hallway if we wanted to. But we're not going to tell what it is, because everyone can play this game casually, because you totally should. And this was Deus Ex Human Revolution. In the speedrun, very broken,
Nice.
but
Synchron scroll.
yes, but casually, very nice. If you like shooters and RPGs, this is a high recommendations. Even though this game is has quite a few years behind it, it's really worth a pickup. It's not even that expensive anymore. There's also a new game, Mankind Divider, which we will see by Heinki a little bit later. But highly recommended. Pick it up if you like this kind of game. Go for it.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, that's it. That's it from us. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you'll have a good rest of the marathon. And you should totally donate.
Merci beaucoup, Heinki and FPaul, for that amazing race. Amazingly close.